Hello and welcome to the 44th edition of the FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships, coming to you live here on FIS TV from Tarvisio. It's the penultimate race of these brilliant championships held over the past 9 days. Today we focus on the women's slalom with so many stars of the future in this competition. It promises to be a brilliant two-run shootout. Now we're in Tarvisio in the Val Canale, one of the beautiful parts of the Alps in the Friuli, Venezia and Giulia region of Italy. This ski resort of Tarvisio, surrounded by the Carnic and Julian Alps, right on the Italian, Austrian and Slovenian borders. Now this ladies slalom competition, well, promises to be a fascinating shootout. Yesterday's giant slalom for the men was such a good ski race, and here the quality of competition for this women's slalom will be incredibly high. Some of the biggest names in women's international ski racing have come away with this World Junior title in slalom, including Petra Vlhova, Paula Molzan, Cami Rast, Horvat, to name but a few. And the current slalom tour leader, Zrinka Lucic of Croatia, won the World Junior Slalom gold in a panorama in Canada back in 2022, just 3 years ago. And Zrinka is now our current women's Audi FIS Ski World Cup Slalom Tour leader. Hopefully that gives you an indication of the quality of competition we're about to focus on live here this morning. Not only some of the stars of this race already established on the World Cup Tour, but for some of the real young guns. Remember, these skiers can be aged 15 to 20 years of age in their year of birth, also have an opportunity to go against the best in the world within their age group. I have to say congratulations to the local organising committee, Luca Berti, who has been guided by Georgi Pujol of the FIS to create a magnificent race piste. The organisers have had to take some very difficult decisions with regards to the warm temperatures here in Tarvisio, but the piste preparation, organisation and input from the volunteers and the local ski club here have been truly remarkable to bring world-class international competition in some of the toughest conditions we've seen for some time. And 2 races left to go before these 2025 Junior World Ski Championships will come to a close. Ladies slalom today and men's slalom tomorrow.
Valerian Italia with 19, Molly Butler 20 and 21.
Now, of course, the rules of World Cup competition will also stand in Junior World Ski Championship competition here in Tarvisio. We will put the top-ranked racers in the first part of the early seed, and then we'll reverse the top 30 on the second run. So those higher-ranked racers with the lowest FIS points of all will get the early numbers. And there's the big pre-race favourite. Cornelia Uland took the bronze medal in this race a year ago, but within 2024 to 2025, the Swedish skier truly has come of age. She was the fastest on the second run in the last Women's World Cup race in Sestria, Italy, a couple of weeks ago. And Cornelia Uland really is the big favourite here. Perhaps her greatest, strongest rival will come from Giorgia Colom, the local Italian favourite here today. Giorgia, of course, has already won the World Junior Giant Slalom gold here in Tarvisio earlier this week. So it is a 49 to 48 gate course set by Mickey Schmotz, one of the German coaches. It's warm, 0 to +3 degrees Celsius from start to finish. But the piste preparation, the snow salts and the overnight work on the racetrack has us with a perfect piste for this international race here today. So let's take a look at our POV camera. Look at the rhythm and look at the tempo of this course. Well, there's a DNF from our forerunner there that is far from ideal. She'll get back into it, don't worry. What we're looking at here is to see if the salt that binds the snow crystals together has worked effectively. That seems to be the case. It's going to be a little bit bumpy with over 104 starters in this first run for the later numbers, the lower-ranked skiers. But with 41 national ski associations represented at these Alpine World Juniors, you can see how this competition is becoming a true global and international success. Uland gets the action underway. Big pre-race favourites. The question is, can anybody stop Cornelia Uland? Colomb, Liv Moritz, Elizabeth Bocock, two top challengers from the United States of America. Charlotte Grandinger looking to step into the boots of the Emma Eicher, great Emma Eicher, who was second to Zrinka Lucic here at the World Juniors of Panorama Canada in 2022. Some young rising stars from the British team who had 3 in the top 15 here yesterday in the men's giant slalom. We'll be watching carefully. Molly Butler going with bib number 20, a young 18-year-old ski star. Also on a Bartlett, Nicole Wardley, Macy Blythe. I remember racing with Macy's father back in the day. Some of the smaller nations with some good skiers, including skiers coming from Greece, Peru, Portugal, all the way down to the last skiers from Lebanon, with Maya Maria Stefan wrapping up the first leg. That's Georgia Colomb wearing bib number 2, newly crowned World Junior Giant Slalom Champion, a lady that has made a big breakthrough onto the scene at FIS Ski World Cup this season. Plenty of support for the Swedes. Uland is the big favourite for me. If she can repeat the form here right now that she demonstrated on the World Cup Tour in Sestriere a couple of weeks ago, she skied into 5th position, but she was the second run fastest performer, then she really will take some beating. She was 11th in the slalom at the Senior World Championships in Saalbach-Hinterglemm last month. She is a 5.56 FIS point skier. Oh, that will help the penalty here today. But most importantly, out of the Åre Ski Club, this young lady, who was the bronze medalist here a year ago. The last World Juniors were in San Voriaz for the women, the slalom. And Cornelia Uland took bronze. Brandley of Switzerland, the silver. And Zenivira Germain of Latvia took the gold. Unfortunately, Zenivira not racing due to injury right now. Here we go. It's the first run of the Women's World Junior Slalom Championship here in Tarvisio, Italy. And the big pre-race favourite, Cornelia Uland, has the perfect number here. Number 1, fresh off the back of a 5th position. You heard that correctly. 5th spot on the Women's Senior FIS Ski World Cup Tour in Sestriere a couple of weeks ago. Can she bring that confidence, that flow, that skillful skiing to the piece here today in Tarvisio? And right now, the 19-year-old Swede is flying. I like to hear those skis getting a good purchase, nice, positive snow piste. It's short, it's quick, it's a sprint. It's 42.58 seconds set by Cornelia Uland. Now, Uland may be feeling the pressure of, for the first time in her career, being the one skier that everybody wants to be. Here's the 18-year-old rising star from the Italian team, Georgia Colomb. She's out of the resort of La Tuile that will be hosting the Women's World Cup Tour. Not this weekend coming, but the weekend after. Took the giant slalom gold here in Tarvisio in style. Has a PB in World Cup slalom of 16th position. She earned that in Killington, Vermont from start number 59. The Italian fans hold their breath. Here comes Georgia Colomb looking for her second gold. She's 0.58 off the pace. One or two of those gates already in the sunshine starting to cut. Early numbers will definitely have the advantage on this first leg. Second position, 0.75 off the pace of our Swedish leader, Cornelia Uland. Emilia Mondinelli Now, Mondinelli, another racer that has been working on her step up from the Europa Cup to the World Cup Tour. She's won FIS races this season, yet to score points on the World Cup, but that's where she's prepared. 2 Europa Cup podiums, 1 victory against her name this season. Definitely earns her right to represent Italy here today. And what I'm so impressed with about these young Italian women's team is they've got some strength in depth as well. It's not just all about Giorgia Colon. We're going to see a lot of young rising stars from Italy here today. Mondinelli dips, dives for the line, 1.15 off the pace. And as many as predicted, Cornelia Uland, in the form of her life, is looking comfortable at the top of the table here. First of the American challengers, Liv Moritz. She's out of the University of Denver ski team. Now, Liv unfortunately took a DNF in the second run of the Giant Slalom. Brings some good form from the NORAM Tour. Oh, here comes the surprise. Good solid skiing from the collegiate racer here. And Liv Moritz, 20-year-old American skier. Keeps a good flow, smooth rhythm going. Oh, but that early green light quickly turns red. 0.89 now off the pace. And for me, it was the lower half of the challenge where our current leader, Cornelia Uland, really found a lovely rhythm tempo. Fast feet all the way to the line. 1.01 off the pace. Liv Moritz in the hunt for the medals here today. Let's stay with the Americans. Elizabeth Bocock out of the Rowick Ski Academy. Bocock, along with Moritz, played a pivotal role in Team USA's bronze medal in the mixed team parallel here. She's out of Utah. And the winter resort of Snowbird, my apologies. 2 giant slalom point scores on the World Cup Tour, but hasn't cracked it in slalom yet. Very talented. One of 2 sisters racing. Oh, Bocock's gone! Oh, what a disappointment for Elizabeth Bocock, 19-year-old American. DNF on the first run. And that is a big surprise.
Elizabeth Bocock out.
Oh, disappointment in her last race of these World Juniors. Let's go to Sweden. Moa Landström. Moa, here's another racer with World Cup starts against her name and has earned podiums on the Europa Cup Tour, the B Tour, remember, where many of the youngsters are prepared for World Cup competition. That's a very healthy green light. She's not shaken or stirred, is she, by her teammate Cornelia Uland? There's a real chance. Sweden going 1 and 2 here. There's a little more aggression, isn't there, in this performance from Landström than we saw from Uland. Skiers and the coaches often call extending it. You've got to get the balance right on this softening snow, not too aggressive on the outside edge, and the loading of the ski. Oh no! And it's a DNF for Moa. Well, she certainly was pushing it all the way there, but just cut that racing line a little too tight, and it's a DNF. We're running through them very quickly due to the warming temperatures. Not a lot of time for slow-mo replay here in Tarvisio this morning. We move on to Germany. Charlotte Grandinger. I remember following these World Juniors back in Panorama in 2022. Zrinka Lucic was the gold medalist in the slalom for Croatia. Emma Eicher won the silver. Emma Eicher is now winning women's World Cup downhill races on the Audi FIS Ski World Cup Tour. And the German team have had a brilliant championships here in Tarvisio. Their men in downhill and Super G taking gold. Charlotte Grandinger out of the Munich Youngsters Club. Yes, keeps Germany in with a chance of another medal. 3rd position for Grandinger. Germany lying 3rd in the medal standings. Good solid skiing. Couple of errors, but it was the way that she recovered from the errors that was impressive. Natalie Falk of Austria. Here's another skier that's already up and on the World Cup Tour with 8 starts against her name after over 35 Europa Cup starts. This is a nice, smooth, clean, accurate turn. I love the way she's calm with the upper body, and the loading of that turning ski is really on point. Look at that rut that's already starting to form after 8 skiers through the gates out of the shade in the sunshine. Natalie Falk here for Austria. The 20-year-old, second position, 0.37. Cornelia Uland is not going to walk or run away with this one today. The fight is on now. Falk just over 3/10 off the pace. Ada Kanto of Finland. 36th in the giant slalom here. Kanto. Nice victory in a FIS race this season to confirm. No problem at all, is there, on those upper turns to get close and put the pressure on our leader, Cornelia Uland. Then it's the mid part of the track where the snow is softening very quickly. And there, that light, gentle touch, high and early. Work with the rut, don't fight against it. But Kanto's over-skiing these mid-turns. She's just holding on to that outside turning ski a split second too long. Add it all together through the 41 turns, and the clock can go horribly against you. 4.16. Kanto down into 7th position. Here's Leonie Reich for Austria. Now, Leonie. 3 World Cup starts. Again, 35 Europa Cup starts. Developing her skills nicely. 23-point FIS victory this season. And a nice green light for Leonie here. Nice rhythm, pace, tempo. Accurate with the feet here. Oh, this is good. Very nice. Skillful skiing from Leonie. 0.28 off the pace. Still holding 2nd position now as the light turns from green to red. Another change in snow condition to close it out. Oh, that is excellent. Leonie Reich, 0.28 off the pace and into a runner-up position. For those of you that are asking the question is yes, it is the daughter of Benny Reich and, of course, Marley Schilt. Now, Valentina Ringsvaner. Oh, she's in trouble early on, and it's a DNF. The Kitzbühel Ski Club racer. Oh, that is a shame. The Austrian teenager.
Vediamo l'errore. Let's check it out, the mistake of the Austrian racer.
And with a DNF on the first run, no chance of coming back for a second. Carrying bib 12 for the German team is Jana Fritz. And of course, oh, Jana's, was that a straddle or did she just mistime the turn? Something not quite right with the right foot turn here. Whether it's the equipment or not, but Jana Fritz regains the composure, refines the rhythm again. It's a shame because she had a very nice 16th position in the giant slalom here earlier this week. Not quite got the equipment set up dialed there, I think, for Jana Fritz. Back to Sweden, Astrid Hayden, out of the Sundsvall Ski Club. Just 18 years of age, Astrid now, and again a skier with FIS podiums coming into these World Juniors and a 29th in the giant slalom. Still another 3 years as a junior skier. Not a bad debut at all at these World Championships for Astrid. Ooh, she's in a little bit of trouble here, but again, good balance, good skiing skills to keep the performance flowing. 1.05 off the pace of Cornelia Uland. 7th position. Carrying bib number 14 is Esther Nordberg. Again, another clear demonstration that the Swedish team has got some real strength in depth with its tech skiers. Now, Esther. Winning FIS slaloms and podiuming giant slaloms. Another skier, no problem finding that green light in the top part of the challenge here. And a lot of these top juniors will be heading over to the Women's World Cup Tour racing in Åre, Sweden this week. The Swedish girls, of course, will be heading home there. 0.42, good work from Esther Nordberg into 4th position. Well, the top spots dominated by the Swedish and Austrian ladies, with Georgia Kolom in 5th position of Italy. Maja Varoshits of Austria next on course. Maja with 5 World Cup starts against her name on the FIS Ski World Cup Tour. Last season making her debut, this season. And a rock-solid 11th position in the giant slalom here earlier this week. The Schwarz Ski Club and skis nicely here. Oh. Varoshits goes 6th position, 0.84. As the last of the top 15 ranked racers in this Women's World Junior Slalom. We're going to keep rolling on as quick as we can, trying to beat the raising temperatures here in Tarvisio. This is Leila Illig of Germany. An impressive 6th position in the giant slalom here for Leila. Oh, but that's a DNF and day over. It's a disappointing first run after such a solid performance in the giant slalom. This is Garance Meyer of La Clusaz in France, bronze medalist in the women's downhill here. Also part of the French team that won the mixed team parallel gold. This young lady brimming with confidence after a superb World Junior Championship campaign. Yet to make her debut on the World Cup Tour, but with her first Europa Cup podium coming this season. Garance. Oh, that's a disappointment. 2.14 off the pace. '20-year-old French racer closes out. 3.14 off the pace of the Swedish leader, skiing into 11th position on the first of 2 runs. Let's stay with the French team. Ilona Charboutel out of Alpe d'Huez in the French Alps. "17 years of age. Like the opening turns. Fearless. She's low and late here. Oh! Well, credit where it's due. No shortage of commitment from this young lady. A fiery performance, but just pushes it a little too hard. She's low and late, stuck on the tails here. Not enough room and space to load the next turning ski. And the young French skier's day, sadly, is over. Giulia Valeriana made her World Cup debut in the women's night slalom of Flachau this season. That rut is starting to make life a little more difficult now. And as we tried to explain yesterday in the men's giant slalom, each and every skier is searching for the optimum racing line, and most of them are taking the same pathway down the mountain. The skis, the razor-sharp skis, cut through the snow, creating a small hole, you could call it. We call it a rut. And that rut gets deeper and rounder as each and every skier follows the same route. What that means is that it forces the skier to make a slightly slower turn, and therefore the ski technique needs to be developed accordingly. Very talented and exciting young British racer next on course, Molly Butler out of the British Ski Academy, coached by Emma and Phil Smith, and of course training with the Carrick boys. The Carrick-Smith boys, I must say, Freddie, Luca and Zach. And what a day Freddie Carrick-Smith and Zach had here yesterday. They'll both be racing the slalom for Great Britain tomorrow. As for Molly Butler, just 18 years of age, the daughter of the legendary ski coach and teacher Simon Butler. Nice technique, good pace, nice tempo, and a very exciting split at sector 1.26, now 1.15, still looking good to break into the top 10 here. Molly Butler now needs to keep this rhythm nice and smooth and clean in the closing turns. It's another good ski from the British team. Molly Butler, 1.54 off the pace and into 11th position. That is a wonderful ski. That is the perfect start for Molly Butler. Determined not to let the boys steal all the headlines here in Tarvisio. Tatum Byler for Italy, next on course. Out of the Aosta Valley. Tatum. Rock solid 5th position. And look at her risk everything here. She really is charging. I like this style and approach. 19 years of age, putting everything on the line here to stop the Swedish team running away with this. Oh, she's got to be careful she doesn't get caught a little too deep with the hips. 0.88. Tatum Byler into 7th position for Italy. Another strong ski from out of the top 15. Faye Buff for Switzerland. She's out of the Summerit Ski Club. FIS race winner this season. And a PB of 23 FIS points scored on tour for 2025. Just looking carefully at my start list here, it's interesting to note that this is the first racer of the Swiss juniors. Remember, we start in world ranking FIS points order. Tells us that the Swiss juniors have nobody better than 22nd in the world rankings. And I find that quite a surprise. Faye skiing well here. And the Swiss skier 1.23 off the pace into 12th position. That's a solid opening run. Ambra Pomer for Italy. Out of Cortina d'Ampezzo. Famous Women's World Cup winter resort, and a resort that will host the Olympic Games of 2026. Now for Ambra, impressive. 9th position in the giant slalom. She's the Italian national junior slalom champion. This lady packs some form here. No surprise to see a green light at sector 1. Tells us that she's quicker. Now at halfway, she's 0.52 off the pace. Right now looking good to break into the top 5. Telling us that the piste is holding perhaps a little better than we first thought. Ambra Pomer, beautiful skiing, 5th position it is. 0.67 off the pace. That is a wonderful performance from Ambra. She's right into the chase for the medals. Koskinen for Finland next on course. Saila Koskinen made her World Cup debut at senior level in Finland's home World Cup race in Levi back on the 16th of November of last year. That was her one and only World Cup start. 12 starts on the Europa Cup. And of course, and Koskinen now in the closing stages. Not bad at all. 16th position, 1.69 off the pace.
On the finish. Go to the finish area.
Leonie Carreau of France wears bib 25. She's out of Club des Sports Meribel. Was skiing well in the giant slalom only to pick up a DNF in the second run. It's a nice rhythm, isn't it, in the midsection there? Nice technique, light. Feeling, good touch against the turning edge, 1.4 off the pace at halfway. Leonie now, 17th position.
Leonie Carreau, 17e temps, 44-48 pour la Française, 17
French team yet to find a racer in the top 10. We go back to Sweden. No, it looks like 26 might be absent from the start. So it'll be Norway. There's 27. Looks like 26, Lisa Backlund. Is it a DNS? Did not start. No change at the top of the table. Cornelia Öland, Leonie Reich, Natalie Falk. Sweden, Austria. A few course repairs need to be made. Esther Nordberg for the Swedish team holds 4th position. Ambra Pomer, the best of the host nation, Italy, is in 5th. Georgia Kolom, giant slalom champion, is 6th. Maya Varoshitz, 7th. Tatum Beiler for Italy, 8th. Charlotte Grandinger, best of the German team, is in 9th position. Liv Moritz, 10th. Best of the Americans. Well, it looks like Backlund is absent from the start, so we move on to Madeline Sylvester Davik of Norway. He's out of the FIS Alpine club. This lady has been on the World Cup Tour and at the Senior World Championships. Hasn't really found the feeling for the piste here. She's got came into these championships, I should say, with real high hopes, but it hasn't come together for her. DNF in the giant slalom run 2. There's no shortage of experience at top-level international ski competition for Madeline. .11 off the pace. That's a solid ski into 12th position. Good position to strike from on that second leg. Romy Ertl of Germany. Nice green light for Ertl here on these top turns. Oh, this is lovely slalom ski technique from the young German. Still only 17 years of age. This is exceptional skiing. She's out of the Lengry Ski Club. Now, Romy Ertl. Oh, that is a sensational ski. Bib number 28 into 8th position. And the course is still holding up well. Kirsty Moritz for the United States of America. Out of the Middlebury, college ski team. A DNF on the first run of the Giant Slalom earlier this week, but with some solid collegiate form. Winning the Middlebury College Snow Bowl in Giant Slalom, second in the slalom there. And we've seen how that form from the collegiate tour can be transferred into spectacular World Cup form. Paula Moltsan is the proof in the pudding there, as Moritz now. Another solid performance. Oh, brilliant from the American. The best for the USA so far. Kirsty Moritz into joint fourth position. Christina Jakobsen wears 30 for Norway. She's got some good fist form. 3 mid-20 point scores coming into these World Juniors, and that's good enough to really shake it up for the top positions here. Nice fast feet, lovely accuracy in the turn here. This is on point from Jakobsen. 1.01 off the pace, currently has her skiing in the top 12. Now, close this out with the same pace and tempo, and top 10 could come Jakobsen's way. Good fast finish from the Norwegian. 1.19. 16th position. Another solid ski from somebody in 30th start number. So the top 30 ranked racers have completed their first run, and Cornelia Uland, as predicted by many, is at the top of the table, transferring her World Cup form through to the World Junior Championships here. Our current leader was 5th in the last senior Audi FIS Ski World Cup Slalom in Sestriere 2 weeks ago. We go straight into the next group. We're minimalizing the breaks. We're speeding up the running order to try and beat these warm weather conditions that we're experiencing in Tarvisio right now. Zender for Switzerland is on course. Now, there's a small rut forming around the turning gate, but not as difficult. 1 or 2 of those gates still in the sunshine are creating a bump or two, but the piste is holding up very well for these later numbers. And Zender for Switzerland, wearing bib 31, into 22nd position. For these later start numbers now, it's all about qualifying for the top 30, who go in reverse order on the second leg. You'll get a much cleaner, smoother piste. If you start with 30th position after the first run, it means you go with bib number 1 on the second leg. Now, out of Steamboat Springs, Colorado, this is Tatum Gross-Didier. Good NORAM form coming into these World Juniors for Tatum. A 3rd in Kimberley, British Columbia, back in early February. She was at 17th in the Giant Slalom, 22nd in the Super G here. Americans looking good here today. 21st position. Good position to strike from on the second leg for the young American. Canada are next in the gate. This is Elsa Feliciello. Canada that won the Giant Slalom title at the World Juniors back in 2024. Britt Richardson, another skier who comfortably moved up from World Junior Championship gold to becoming a really exciting performer on the Audi FIS Ski World Cup Senior Tour. Now Elsa here, 18 years of age, Feliciello, the Canadian, dives for the line. 18th position, 1.51, another solid performance. She'll take that. and look to build on it come the second run. This is Margot Simon for the French team out of the French winter resort of Les Saisies. The Haute-Savoie region of the French Alps. Now, Margot looking to make amends for a disappointing DNF in the first run of the World Junior Championship Giant Slalom here in Tarvisio earlier this week. Margot Simon into the top 30, which is the target for these later numbers. 25th position, 2.31 off the pace of our Swedish leader. Skorok Hodova of Kazakhstan is next on course. Alexandra, we've seen her on the World Cup. She made her debut in the opening World Cup slalom of the season in Levy back on the 16th of November. Also working her way through Europa Cup. Good podiums on the FIS Tour. She's a 31-point world-ranked racer in this discipline. And comfortably Kazakhstan's top-ranked racer in international competition, 2.39, and that's great to see Kazakhstan in the top 30 leading into the second run. Canada are next on course with Andrea Nicolici. Again, Nicolici with 2 30-point scores in the Canadian NORAMs this season in Norquay, Alberta. That makes Andrea a 34-point racer. Nicolici, 27th position, 3.14 off the pace. Now let's go to the United States of America and Annika Hunt out of the Burt Mountain Academy, USA. Oh, and that's an early DNF. What went wrong there? Oh. That's a disappointing start. Here's the replay. She's getting pushed deep, low and late by the rut, and then she has to cut the line tight to try and make the recovery move, and it results in a straddle. What a disappointment for Hunt. Laura Marie Wies of Germany was bib 38 out of the Oberstdorf Ski Club. '38th in the Giant Slalom this week. Slalom is a specialist subject. She was runner-up at the German National Junior Championships this season. Oh, she's gone wrong. Oh, and that is disappointing. One of the youngest in the race at 16 years of age. And that lack of experience just shows there on the biggest day of her season and career to date. Koharu Ueno of Japan. Koharu here now, looking to break the top 30, 47th in the Giant Slalom. Racing in the Far East Cup. These are the Asian races where young skiers out of Japan, China, Korea, and many more are prepared. Very similar, the Far Eastern Cup, to the Europa Cup and the NORAM Series. Not quite as high a standard of competition, but very important races and a very important part of the FIS International Ski Race Tours. But disappointment for the Japanese racer at DNF. These ruts now starting to get a little difficult. This is Noah Rabu for Holland, Dutch skier. Racing for the Dutch ski racing team, and we saw her on the World Cup, didn't we, in Kranjskogora. back on the 5th of January on the Women's Senior World Cup Tour. Oh, and another skier getting caught with the ruts. I think we can safely say that Uland now has got the fastest time after the first run. Another DNF, this time from Noah Rabu. Little wave there to the Finnish referee to say she's unhurt. 41 is that Madeleine Beck of Liechtenstein. Out of the Schaan Ski Club. Nice pace and tempo in the opening turns. No shortage of aggression here. And the reward is there, 1.13. Keeps that rhythm flowing nicely. Oh, she's cut it too fine, Madeleine Beck. DNF, and that was such a promising upper section from the Liechtenstein racer. That is disappointing. Comfortably heading for a top 15 finish there. Danja Allenbach. "17 years of age, Allenbach, first World Juniors of her career. And another DNF. Those ruts are now starting to make it difficult. You're holding on to the turn in the rounded hole. You need to be loading the new ski to make the next gate. It's getting tricky now. She hits the gate, almost boot tops it, and that just takes the timing off a little. Boot tops it twice. But she's getting lower and later in the line. She tries to make the adjustment in the flush down the foreline and straddles. This is Emmy Charbonnier for France. Again, another skier just struggling with this rounded rut. But good skiing skills here. Charbonnier. Oh no, she too has gone from the sunlight to the shade, where the snow condition changes quite dramatically. And a DNF for the young French racer. 44 is Supilla for Switzerland. She's from Schönried. Many a famous Swiss ski racers, Michael von Gruningen, Brenny Schneider have come out of Schönried Ski Club. And for Supilla, she skied brilliantly in the first run of the giant slalom, only to DNF in the second. 2 top 5 Europa Cup results this season in giant slalom make her an 18-point racer in that discipline. Yet to find some good races in the slalom discipline, but Supilla, very good. Shows her technical skills there. From 44 into 12th position. Now, if she can ski like that on the second run, all of a sudden she'll make amends for that DNF in the GS. Antonia Rieschel for Germany. Out of the Partenkirchen Ski Club of Garmisch-Partenkirchen in Germany. Very impressive 8th position in the Super G at these World Juniors. Back on the 1st of March. And that performance from Supilla of Switzerland says that the course is still holding well. In the sunshine, the rut is a little tricky. Opening turns, the ruts are a little deeper than we would like. And Reichel here, 3.35, 30th position. She'll start the second run if she holds on to that placing. Amélie Bourgeois. Young Canadian racer here, French-Canadian skier. .61 off the pace of the current leader, and I'm pretty sure that will not change now. Cornelia Öland, Leonie Reich is second, Natalie Falk, also of Austria, third. Kirsty Moritz of the USA ties for fourth position with Esther Nordberg, and it's 25th position for the Canadian skier. Gwyneth Ten Ra for Luxembourg out on course. Giant slalom has been her best discipline so far this season in FIS International Ski Competition. A 23-point score at the National Junior Championships in Felders, Italy. She took fourth position in that giant slalom race to earn those 23 points. 31st in the Super G, 18th in the giant slalom. She's starting to lower her world rank and find a good thread of consistency. Gwyneth Ten Ra goes into 32nd position. Elena Riedera next on course. Now, two World Cup starts, made her debut in Sestriere 2 weeks ago in giant slalom. 15 starts on the Europa Cup. Most impressive 8th position in the giant slalom here for Elena. Good skiing, 19th position. We'll enjoy a smoother piste on the second leg, should we stick with the top 30 reverse rule. Logan Grosdidier, the younger of the two sisters, representing the United States of America out of Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Really impressed with this young lady's 7th position in the giant slalom. It's given her nothing but confidence. Still only 16 years of age. Come on, hold in there, Logan. Oh, look at that for grit, determination. She was not going to let that go. Skis into 30th position. Well, she's a little frustrated, but beautiful commitment from the young Canadian. Kendra Geisbrecht for Canada. Another racer with podium form and the FIS Tour leading into these World Juniors, picking up 30-point scores in giant slalom in Paestum, Austria, last month. Canada. Oh, she's gone. Kendra. And a DNF for Kendra there. Snow condition changes quite dramatically from the sunshine to the shade, and it's a little more firmer and icy. You need to adjust your balance slightly, and of course in those closing turns the temptation is to tighten the line and really push to stop the clock. It's disappointing. June Brand for Canada, for France I should say, wears bib 51. She's from the Châtel Ski Club, one of the resorts that hosted the women's Super G and downhill competitions at the last World Juniors. But for June Brand, it's a DNF on the upper part of the challenge. It's a shame for June. She skied brilliantly in the mixed team parallel event where the French team won the gold. Spain are next on course with Garitano Iturbe. Tall, long-levered young racer. She's got some good fist point form against her name with 1, 2, 3 top 10s coming into these juniors. June Haritano Iturbe stops the clock. Top 30 the target. Oh, she just missed it. 31st position.
51 for the Spanish with a bib 52.
Wearing 53 for Australia is Phoebe Heaton. She's from the Thredbo Ski Racing Club. Represented Australia at the Senior World Championships in Saalbach Interglemm. Unfortunately, a DNF in slalom and giant slalom. Still 19 years of age, and Phoebe Heaton, 27th position. That's a good ski as well.
53 for the Aussie.
Poland are next in the gate with Hanna Zyber, I think you pronounce it, or is it Zyber? Zyber, I think, is the correct pronunciation here. DNF in the second run of the giant slalom. Last race for this Polish skier at these World Junior Championships. Adds to the pressure for one or two. Look how the snow changes and the purchase of the turning ski becomes a little tricky in these closing turns in the shade. 32nd position for the Polish racer. Siena Grande Bruset. 18-year-old out of the Lillehammer Ski Club. Oh, she's picked up a DNF there. Again. Conditions from firm to soft to firm, difficult. Look at the rut there, like rail marks in the snow. It's a great camera shot, and you just get caught on that soft snow at the bottom of the rut. Catches the edge and spin you and spill you out so quickly. Finland with Kaija Suni, or Kia Suni. Another racer looking for a solid result here today after a DNF in the second leg of the giant slalom. Suni for Finland, 36th position.
45.89 for the Finnish.
Sophie Nyberg on course. That's a solid opening section, 0.25 off the pace. Oh, but it's gone. Oh. And after some impressive opening turns, the young Swede picks up a DNF. Kizuna Kirikubo for Japan. Most of her FIS point scores and results have come from the Far Eastern Cup. 34 points and 41 points. Now, Kizuna here, 1.45. If she can crack the top 30, oh, she's gone. Again, caught in the rut. A DNF for Kizuna Kirikubo.
The Japanese saw after the fall, we can announce a DNF for these athletes out.
Harbinova for Slovakia, next on course. Ella, who's had the benefit of starting in one of her home World Cup races already in her young career in Jasna, Slovakia. back in January of 2024. A couple of Europa Cup starts as well. Her FIS ranking and points have come from Argentina. National Championships, scored a 38.97 FIS point score in the South American races. And Harbinova here, 2.66 off the pace at halfway. From the soft rutted conditions now to the salted, firmer, pieced underfoot in these closing turns. See how it just gives Ella a little bit of a shake. 4.35, 40th position for the Slovakian skier. This is Slovenia, Taja Prezern. Another skier taking part at the European Youth Olympic Festival in Bakuriani, Georgia. PB, a 5th position in the slalom there. That's her best result of the season to date. .33rd position, and lucky not to make the top 30 there, Taja, with slalom skills. This is Anna Bartlett, appears to be absent from the start for the British team. We move on to Sofia Bognibari of Argentina. She picks up an early DNF. Well, as we reach the halfway point of the first of the two runs here in Tarvisio at the 44th FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships. This is Jaeger carrying 63 for the Dutch team. Snow Sports Academy Racing. .58 points scored at the National Championships of Austria just before these World Championships in right round. 31st and 35th position there.
Run scored 47-11 for Mirte.
Arwin Salihudin next on course. And that's an early DNF. It's an unfortunate end to the day for the Malaysian racer. Nicole Wardley for Great Britain is out on course. Out of the Loveland Ski Club, Colorado, USA, where Nicole is skiing and studying right now. 27th in the downhill here, 67 points scored. Molly Butler has had a brilliant performance for the British team here at Wardley. Yep, 42nd position in tough conditions. Best of the British ladies is Molly Butler holding 21st position. Emma Gatcliffe. Oh, and that's a nasty fall for Emma. Trinidad and Tobago is the country that she races for. Of course, the dual island Caribbean nation near Venezuela. And we may have to put the race on hold. She's out of the Georgian Peaks Ski Club, which is in Canada, of course. She switched nationality in June of 2024 from Canada to Trinidad and Tobago. 48th in the giant slalom earlier this week. The marshals are there, medical attention. Here she gets, it's that switch, isn't it, from the soft snow to the really firm snow. And then she's making the adjustment to the loading of the turning ski, but cuts the line a little too tight, picks up a straddle, but it whips her over very quickly. And the good news is that Emma looks to be up on her feet. Bruised, but it looks like she's able to ski away from this one. I think she's just knocked the wind out of herself a little bit as well. But marshals are there to make sure that she's okay. Yeah, that is good news. She's able to side slip down the mountain and receive a little closer medical attention. Anna Konijin there, the Dutch racer. This is Laura Hummel for Czech Republic, next on course. Three straight podiums on the women's Citadin FIS Tour coming into these World Juniors. "17 years of age and 40th position in the giant slalom. Good start for this youngster in her first major international competition. Hummel. '40th position. We stay with the Czech team. This is Tereza Kutna. Kutna with a solid 9th position in the Bakuriani European Youth Olympic Festival Slalom. Scored 61 FIS points for that performance. And that has given Tereza a good confidence coming into this World Junior Championship first run slalom today. Kutna stops the clock at 46.45 seconds, taking a 39th position. Dutch racer next on course, Anna Konijin. '50th position in the giant slalom earlier this week. Women's giant slalom, of course, was won by Georgia Colom, taking gold for Italy, silver to Stephanie Gross, and the bronze to Elizabeth Bocock. Bocock sadly crashing out on the first run here of this women's slalom today. Stephanie Grob not racing for Switzerland, and it's also a DNF for the Dutch racer wearing bib 69.
Out DNF for lead, Dutch with
Trobova for Slovakia. Katarina, who was 34th in the Supergiant Slalom here. For these women's races at the World Junior Championships, the Women's Super G was won by Jasmine Mattis of Switzerland. It's an DNF for Katarina. Her race is over. Charlotte Holmes for Great Britain. Charlotte Holmes is out of the Apex 2100 Academy in Tignes, France. Respectable 49th position in the giant slalom at these World Juniors earlier this week. Georgia Colomb won that race. Georgia currently lying in 7th position if you're following the young Italian skier. Molly Butler is the best of the British racers in the first of the 2 runs to be contested today. Molly's holding on to 21st position. And Charlotte Holmes here looking good to get back into the race for the second leg. 46th position.
22 for the British. Here we are. Round Georgia.
The older of the Shrabova sisters from Slovakia is Veronica. '38 from the Super G, her best result so far at these World Juniors. '48th position for Shrabova.
90 for the Slovakian with the bibs 72.
It's a real pleasure to commentate on this young lady, Maisie Blythe from Scotland in the United Kingdom. She's part of a very famous ski racing family. Uncle Ross, Mark, Kerr, Felicity, all Olympians for the British ski team over the years. I had the pleasure of racing with Mark and Kerr. Blythe, and maintaining this amazing ski race family tradition and dynasty. But oh, it's a DNF for Maisie. And that's a disappointment for the young British skier. Let's go to 74. Pia Bruce from Australia. She's picked up 64-point scores this season in national championships in Reiteralm and FIS races in Austria. She's having a good season, lowering the world ranking, improving those points. Here, Bruce, 45th position, 4.46 seconds behind our leader of this first run, Cornelia Uland from Sweden. Kudelskova for the Czech Republic is next out on track. And unfortunately for Catherine, that is a DNF. 76 is Nicole Big of Argentina. Of the Ushuaia Ski Club, a mountain where many of the major World Cup teams train in the off-season, of course, down in South America. And Ushuaia has become a regular stop for many of the world's best. Brilliant ski resort. If you're ever in South America, please put it on the wish list. A very respectable 20th position for Nicole in the Supergiant Slalom at these World Juniors. Still only 18 years of age. And she's in for the second run, 47th position. Just over 5 seconds off the pace of our current leader. This is Sofia Maria Moldovan of Romania. Another teenager getting her first taste of World Championship competition. '48th position for Romania. 78 is absent from the start, so we move on to Hanna-Gret Teda of Estonia. The DNF on the first run of the giant slalom, looking to make amends in the slalom race here today. And Teda, again struggles in that change of condition. As you go from the sunlight to the shade, this piste is a little much firmer and icier, and that is a DNF for the young Estonian racer. Matilda Watterson from New Zealand next on course. Matilda out of the Wanaka Snow Sports Club. There's a beautiful ski resort you need to visit if you're in that part of the world. PB of 14th this season in FIS races, giving her 58 and 67 points. Watterson, 51st position. Matilda heading into the second leg. Let's go to the Icelandic racer Sonja Lee Kristinsdottir. Top 20 result in FIS races in Norway. Helped her with her selection to these World Junior Championships to represent Iceland. Well, Kristinsdottir holds on well in these tough... Oh no, I speak too soon. She straddles the penultimate gate for a DNF right at the bottom of the challenge. Again, that change in snow condition from the sunlight to shade. And what happens is the speed of the turn increases quite quickly. Kortvel of Hungary is absent. We go straight on to Nitoscu of Greece. Oriania Marina Nuscu. PB of 12th position in the Citadin races of Menwir. She too, Le Menwir I should say, struggling with the change of snow condition in the closing turns. 84 is Belgium next in the gate. Liv Shepu. Chapeau, 54th position.
51-24.
8.66 off the leading Swedish racer.
4 pour la Belge ici à l'arrivée.
Well, the race is on hold due to one of the racers in the Finnish area. Just need to calculate who that is for any concerning coaches or parents tuning into FIS TV right now. It's the Brazilian Padilla. We're trying to run through this race as quick as we possibly can due to the spring-like conditions that they're experiencing in Tarvisio right now. Just to quickly bring you up to speed with the current standings, Cornelia Uland leads for Sweden, Leonie Reich and Natalie Falk for Austria in the silver and the bronze medal position. Kirsty Moritz for the USA ties for fourth with Esther Nordberg of Sweden. Then we have the best of the Italian races, Ambra Pomer lying sixth, Georgia Colom already with a gold in the giant slalom is 7, and Maya Baroshitz of Austria making up the top 8.
And carry on, cause the sun will always shine.
man. You never know when it's gonna ring. But when it ring, just pick it up and receive. When you finish, put down the receiver and carry on. Cause the sun will always shine.
Well, it looks like we're ready to restart the race after one of the athletes on course needed some medical assistance. 85 will be next on course for the Hungarian team. Lili Poliani. Lily just clipping in now. She represented Hungary at the World Senior Championships in Saalbach last month, and she was 31st in the slalom there. It's a skier we'll watch carefully. She'll be followed by Lisa Brunga of Albania, but 53rd in the giant slalom, 35th in the downhill. Poliani now out on course. Now the course has been slipped a little as well, whilst the racer before was receiving just a little medical attention. But she's cut that way too straight on the opening turns, and that is a DNF for the young Hungarian. '86 will be next in the gate racing for Albania. This is Lisa Brunga. Lisa taking a 59th position in the giant slalom. She too, an early DNF. For these lower ranked racers, these are tough conditions now. Soft and mushy in parts of the track, still firm and icy from the salt in others. 87 is the Brazilian skier Alice Padilla. Another early DNF. They'll be moving through these quickly now. These are tough conditions. Stepanus Kate, I think is the correct pronunciation. Stepanus Kate of Lithuania, also an early DNF for the Snow Arena racing team. Bib 88. Arben Ribeiro will be next on course for Portugal. Let's hope that she's not picked up any injury there. And that is the Portuguese racer, Ribeiro. which we should be on to McKenna for Ireland next. '54th in the giant slalom, 40th in the Super G, and a very impressive 34th in the downhill. Let's see if McKenna now. T2 is struggling with a purchase on the turning ski on one of these gates. It's a brave start from the Irish lady. And there's the DNF for the 19-year-old. What a shame. No shortage of courage. Barlo Lorinc for Romania, out of the Barbu Ski Club. Brings podium form from her national junior championships to these world junior championships here. And she has weaved her way through those opening turns quite nicely, where many before have struggled. And Bernadette Barlo Lorinc of Romania. Skillful skiing to get to the finish here in tough conditions into 54th position.
For the athletes coming from Romania.
Let's stay with the Romanian. This is Iona Corlatenu. And Maya Biro of Romania will see 3 Romanian skiers back-to-back. That's a DNF for Iona. This is Maya Biro, wearing 93 for Romania. Didn't quite get the racer out of the start gate. See how that ski fails to grip in these snow condition changes. Still quite icy and firm underfoot in these half a dozen closing turns, but Maya goes into 55th position. At 94 is Laura Sazle for Hungary. FIS points have come from citadin races this season. There's the straddle in the flush. Sadly, the Hungarian picks up a DNF. With a 62nd position in the giant slalom earlier this week. This is Maureen Lambert from Belgium. A DNF for the Belgian racer. This is Nahia Vieira da Fonte for Portugal, wearing 96. And an early DNF. Sklar Intenotti for Greece. A personal best of 4th position in the Bansko, Bulgaria FIS races back in 2024. And Sklar Intenotti are holding on here quite well.
For Evangelia, here on the ground area representing Greece.
Stay with the Greece. Ziku next on course. Eleni Ziku, 16 years of age. Just about holding on these closing turns. Well done. Ziku, 57th position.
To the finish line. Now they're Greek here on the ground area.
Now this is Daniela Medenica from Montenegro. 99, just 5 to go. Unfortunately for Daniela, that is a DNF. Now, representing Peru, but changing nationality, this is Alicia Sochia. She's originally from Waterville Valley on the east coast of the USA. Changed from the American citizenship to Peruvian back in June of 2024. 63rd position in the giant slalom earlier this week. She's made it to the finish. 58th position, 13.87 off the fastest time from this first of 2 runs from Cornelia Uland of Sweden. It's going to be a fascinating shootout. Tallulah Prolo, I think is the correct pronunciation of the Philippine athlete. She's got her way through that first steep pitch. Now just the closing pitch to get Tallulah hopefully into the finish area. 55th in the giant slalom. Again, a skier that's studying over in the United States of America. And some good FIS point results in Palisades, Tahoe, Alpine Meadows, Beaver Creek. We're at the FIS tours of this season. And Prolux, 59th position. Just 3 to go. Lebanon next in the gate with Mayasa El Omira. Chiara Di Camillo and Maya Maria Stefan, the last few races to go before this first run is confirmed. Delighted to see the Lebanese racers in action at these World Juniors. Also Lebanon hosting its own national championships this season and FIS races in the Cedar Ski Resort and the Emzar Ski Resort. A DNF in the second run of the giant slalom. El Omira, 60th position in the first run of the ladies slalom here, the last event for the women at these 44th FIS Junior World Ski Championships. Representing Albania is Chiara Di Camillo. Looking for 4 results from 4 races. 64th in the giant slalom, 45th in the Super G, 38th in the downhill. And the Albanian skier determined to come away with 4 results from 4 races. Now just got to watch these little icy and then much quicker closing turns, Chiara. But the Albanian racer flies the flag proudly, 60th position. Maya Maria Stefan of Lebanon will wrap up this first run. Another skier that's holding on bravely here. '85th in the giant slalom. Stefan is home. She's crossed the line. She may be in last position, but she'll still be on the finish sheet. Well done to both the Lebanese skiers here in this first run women's slalom, final event for the ladies at the FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships for 2025. That brings us to the end of the first run. And as tipped by many before we began, Cornelia Uland tops the table and goes into the second leg as the hot favourite to bring Sweden gold in this women's slalom. But some big names in there, and children or daughters or family of some big ski racers. Leonie Reich, who is the daughter of Benny Reich, lies second for Austria. Natalie Falk third. Kirsty Moritz ties for fourth with Nordberg of Sweden. We've also got Martina Ertl, a 4-time Olympic medalist for Germany. Her daughter, Romy Ertl, is lying 9th position for Germany. There's also some solid stories once again for the British team with Molly Butler lying in 21st position, the fastest of the British ladies. But it's all about Cornelia Uland, fresh off the back of a 5th position in the Audi FIS Ski World Cup in Sestriere 2 weeks ago on the Women's Senior Tour, leading the World Junior Championships here for Sweden in Tarvisio, Italy. Now, if the conditions hold up, we'll reverse the top 30. If the race jury feel that the conditions are a little too soft and difficult, we may only reverse the top 15. But one thing is for sure, Cornelia Uland, who started with bib number 1, will have a slightly more difficult, bumpier ride. It will be a new pattern of turns for that second leg. The coach setting the new course will be Joachim Vollmer of Switzerland, and the second leg is scheduled for midday, 12 o'clock, Central European and local time here in Tarvisio, Italy. We're going to leave you with the top three performances of the morning here. Cornelia Uland recording the fastest time. The informed youngster from Sweden at just 19 years of age, recording her first Audi FIS Ski World Cup top 5 performance leading into these World Juniors. But there will be a fantastic shootout on the coming second run. Leonie Reich, the daughter of Benny Reich and Marley Schilt, lies second, 0.28 off the pace of the leading Swede. Natalie Falk here on screen is the third quickest racer, also for Austria. And America have a chance with Kirsty Moritz. That brings us to the end of our coverage from this first run of 2. Be sure to join us. Let's just have a look, maybe, if we've got it, at Leonie Reich. Here is Leonie Reich, the daughter of Benny Reich. Himself a former World Junior champion, himself a double Olympic champion, and a multiple World Cup winner. Out of pit style, of course. And still only 18 years of age. So it will be a classic Swedish, Austrian shootout. But America are in the hunt, as are Germany, as are the Italian team. Be sure to join us live here on FIS TV just before midday Central European time for the second run of this Women's World Junior Slalom Championship. On behalf of the FIS TV team and myself, Nick Fellows, many thanks for your company. And until later today, it's goodbye for now.